protect his nation. So he resolved to find of all who would challenge his right to be free. With a swift-sailing vessel and 10 carriage guns to hunt the world's oceans and seas. Born to go into harm's way, from all ye hell or high waters be damned. No lightning, no thunder, nor hurricane gale can stand in the face of his wrath. Be beneath his enemy's sleep, like cloud where their gaze cannot grow. The life and rise, every last man shall shake to the core of his soul. For submerged operation by OpsCAD 48 Tech 18, confirmed with an myself. Sounding as 1385 fathoms beneath the keel and checks with chart. I am verifying that my water team is pre-interned to disrupt the ship. I intend to support the ship for one automatic. Time! The zone to be, from my yin to my yang to my yang to see. Put a grin on my chin, come to me, cause I'll win. I'm one of a kind and I'll bring death to the place you're about to be. Another river of blood running under my feet. Forged in a fire lit long ago. Stand next to me, you'll never stand alone. I'm last to leave, but the first to go. Lord, underway's the only way I know. I feed on the fear of the devil inside of the enemy's faces in my sight. Aim with a hand, shoot with a mind, kill with a heart like Arctic ice.
I am the Leviathan and death is my call.
I am the Leviathan, death is my call.
I am a warrior and this is my song.
I am a warrior and
Good evening. This is the War is Hell broadcast with yours truly, Cash Damn Jackson. And if the service sucks, nothing I can do about it because I live out in podunk fucking nowhere. So there's not much I can do to help you with that. It is what it is. You know, like my hair's falling out, it's receding, it's thinning. I'm getting a beard. You guys are getting old and ugly, and you're getting dad bod yourselves, and you're a bunch of middle-aged assholes like me. Ooh. Oh, shut myself off. There we go. Shut that guy up. Idiot. Yeah, he's all pixelated and shit. Looks like a bag of smashed ass. That's fucking fantastic. Look at my hair. It's getting long. Look at this. Kind of looking like Opie. What do I do with this? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, so I dug out this old white cover. It doesn't really fit here with my headphones, nor does it fit with my haircut, and really the rest of my uniform. And that probably pisses off a whole host of folks. Bunch of them. Philip Marcotte, what's up, buddy? I served with this guy. He was one of my students, actually. And that red rope back there on that, it's all backwards. You know what I'm talking about. That red rope right over there. I think it's backwards. Ah, yeah. Yeah. That red rope, that's what drill instructors in the Navy wear. Right? It's an agulette, red rope, as we're known. And Philip Marcotte, he could testify that I was a drill instructor for the Navy, what we call a recruit division commander, or RDC for short. I can tell you, man. I used to run hard in the paint. You know what I mean? Yeah, Clayton. You know what? I'm having the same type of day, bro. To be honest, it's been a weird day for me. I don't know. It's like there's something weird in the universe today, man. With the moon, I don't know what's going on. Anyways, nuclear fucking meltdown. Probably some fucking cheap-eyed train, too. That's the best part. Fucking Winter Weedle. Fucking Cash Jackson. That's my old name. A lot of interesting things for me, man. Jesus, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know, man. Life is strange. We got this guy coming on tonight, Caleb Masoner, at 7 p.m. I got to send him. I'll send him the link over here in a little bit. He said he wouldn't be available till about 1900, 7 o'clock. He is, in fact, the founder of Operation 1620. And 1620, for you civilian types out there, that is 4:20 p.m. 4:20. Pretty close to 5 o'clock, right? But anyways, Operation 1620 is would be known as 420, right? And that's kind of the world recognized day for cannabis use or whatever. I don't know what the history is behind the 420, but it's most often associated with, I don't know, a day people smokes pot. I don't know. It's my mother's birthday. And I knew that it was her birthday long before I ever knew it was some pot holiday. What's up, Tom? This is my good buddy Tom. I love this guy, man. I got your box. Very generous gift of you, dude. This guy just, man, he's like a brother. His daughter and my daughter have the same name. They share the same name, Kaylee. And like me, Tom has also not seen his daughter in a very long time. And anyways, good buddy mine, man. He's a really good guy. Amazing heart. God, dude. Tom McCarthy's got a huge, huge heart. And sending all my love out to you, brother. You're a great friend, man. I love you, big old huge. Like my kids, you're part of my family. And I miss seeing you. But I got your gifts, and I very much appreciate those. Dude, you're more generous than you know, than you have to be. and years in our common issue in this country. Yeah, well, today's not her birthday, but it's 420 is my mother's birthday. Um, so check this out. We're at fucking DEFCON 3 apparently too. Mama Jackson's birthday is on 420 is what I was saying. So maybe they're gonna recall me. Fucking Big Navy. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Get me on a goddamn submarine, man. I'm ready to fucking go, dude. Let's go to war, bro. I'm fucking ready. They want to recall me right now? Man, I got my shit on. I didn't even plan this. I had no fucking idea until just a little bit ago. I was doing some bullshit earlier. I had the uniform earlier on, and yeah, I had no idea. Irony? I don't know. A coincidence. It's a coincidence. I always confused. I don't know why. I know the difference. I know the difference in coincidence and irony, but I still have this habit that I want to say irony when it's not. It's a coincidence that today I had my uniform on, and there's some shit going down, man. There is some shit going down. I'll tell you what. If they let me smoke pot, I'll go back in the Navy. I'll go be a drill instructor. Fuck, dude. Let me be a drill instructor that can smoke pot. If you hadn't figured it out yet, let me throw this disclaimer down again. This is not for kids, i.e. my son Caden or my daughter Kaylee. You guys are too young. This is not for you. And if you are watching this right now as your dad, I'm telling you to take your asses somewhere else and go do some TikTok that something's age appropriate. Because your mother will not monitor your internet use, I have to do this through my show, even though I've not seen you in 2.5 years. This is not for you. It's not a topic for you. I'll sit down and talk to you guys about this one day, but not today. So my son doesn't like, or apparently my kids don't like me putting on social media. At least this is what I hear. I've not heard it out of their mouth. Okay? I've not heard it out of their mouth. I got some messages, and, apparently they lose respect in me whenever I talk about using pot and smoking weed. And it just so happened that I'd scheduled with Caleb over a week ago for today. And that just lined up perfectly. It lined up perfect that Caleb Masoner, another veteran, founder of a pro-cannabis group, I had scheduled to have on today. Now, we didn't have a certain time. We just, kind of winging it by the seat of our pants. Like I'm doing life right now. We're just doing it by the seat of the pants. And I don't quite know what to say, and I take that back. I do know what to say or feel about this. And I don't know, maybe some of you dads out there, moms, experienced something similar. I'll tell you what, there was a time whenever I knew that my mother used cannabis, and I lost respect for her because of that. And I did not have a deeper understanding of my own mother's trauma and her self-medication and why she self-medicated. If you knew why, a lot of people self-medicate, oftentimes it is far more traumatic and reprehensible than you could have ever imagined. And that's why many of them go to things like cannabis or alcohol to deal with that. Now, alcohol is not a healthy form, right? It's not. I got a beer right here too from my favorite brewery. They're not sponsors of mine, but I'll hold them up anyway. Preston Rose. Love these guys. Preston Rose Brewery. It's right down the fucking road from me, man. Out in the middle of nowhere. Who would have guessed I would have bought a house in the middle of nowhere and have a brewery on each side of me, one of which is ran by monks. You believe that? Benedictine monks that have been here since 1878, I think. Look it up, man. It's a cool place right down the road from me. Yeah. Anyways, so on tonight's topic on this cannabis issue, I remember there was a point in time in my life where I knew that my mother used cannabis, but I didn't understand a lot of her usage and why. Some of it's recreational, Some of it's medicinal, right? It kind of overlaps. Whereas with alcohol, the only medicinal values I know of alcohol really is like as a numbing agent, a cleansing agent, right? But not as a consumption medicine. You don't typically consume it unless, I don't know, you're out in the middle of nowhere and you need to pull a tooth and all you got some moonshine. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. But that would, you could use that to sterilize it as well as, numb yourself before you had to have a tooth pulled or something. But anyways, alcohol is a depressant, right? It when especially if it's combined in the state of if you're emotional of any kind, right? You're whether you're exhibiting or showing it outwardly or not doesn't really matter, but inwardly, if you're sad, this will enhance that sadness. If you're angry, the same thing. And so with alcohol too being a depressant and a diuretic, it'll dehydrate you. You'll get hungover from a lot of the additives that are in it, and you can damage organs. You put on a lot of weight. There's a lot of bad things associated with alcohol. Okay, and this is beer, right? That's a good beer. It's their Blue Centennial. It's just a great, just kind of casual drinking beer. I like it, man. Something that the military and our police brothers and sisters have in common is that they have a high suicide rate. And it would really be nice if our schools began discussing the root causes of this. Any young men and women out there, even if you're an adult, and you didn't know one of your parents growing up, I don't care for what reason, and you haven't seen or spoken to them in years, I'm going to encourage you to reach out to them and find out, did you never know that person because everything you heard about them was true? Or is that person not in your life because they make a choice to still not be in your life? I know adults who would go on to find their parents, would seek out their parents, and everything they found out about their parents or what they'd been told oftentimes was filled with lies and half-truths and things that were twisted out of context because they only got one side and one side only. And I'll always encourage my ex-wife, if she wants to come out and air her side at any point in time publicly, to go right on ahead. Say whatever she's got to say about me. I don't really care. I don't give a damn. Don't care. What my ex-wife does is terrible, right? It is. And she has convinced our children that, and this ties to the veteran cannabis use. It ties to the alcohol use, okay? Right? The same fucking issue. But I just talk about other topics that revolve around it, okay? Children are definitely more likely to abuse drugs and alcohol when they grow up in a single parent home. They're far more likely. Me using cannabis, their anxiety or their post-traumatic stress should never cause a child to lose respect for them. You understand what I'm saying? And when another parent allows that, the way that the mother of my two children is allowing them to believe that what I'm doing by medicating with cannabis, my children should never lose respect for me because I make a choice to use something that God put here on this earth, that their mother knows full well God put on this earth. She knows because she was arrested for it as a teenager, but she wants to portray she's a perfect Christian when she's not. Cannabis was put on this earth by God. It was men who took it away from us. It was men who demonized it into something that it wasn't. It was men who incarcerated countless individuals millions of men and women incarcerated for cannabis. And we don't do that with people who use alcohol, right? There was a time during Prohibition when alcohol was outlawed and they were doing the same thing, which is why Prohibition on cannabis has failed miserably as well, just as it did on alcohol. You see, if the mother of my children, like many other mothers out there, were responsible and loving to the kids the way that they say they are, they would never allow the other parent to be so demoralized by pretending that they had no control over the children calling them or seeing them, right? That's what the mother of my children has done. She has portrayed to those children, and this is what an alienator does, a gatekeeper. I've never really been like, I've never gotten really publicly just into my case outside of the legalities of it, right? But what the mother of my younger two children has done, number one, she led them to believe that I abandoned them during my military service, right? Is it any wonder that a person who would lead their children to believe that their father abandoned them when the military sent them on orders to another state and she elected to not move, is it any wonder that same person would let those same two children believe that their father is a bad person for using a medication that God put on this earth instead of taking a concoction of prescription drugs from the Veterans Administration that has never provided 1 ounce of freaking fucking relief to this problem for myself or millions of other veterans and service members out there. I will not apologize for smoking pot because I'm sad that I don't see and speak to my kids and I've been through 6 years of fucking misery in the family law courts after 20 years of military service. Yeah, I'm bitter about it and I got a chip on my fucking shoulder. And so do all these men and women living on the streets. These Korean War veterans and Vietnam veterans who predominantly make up the demographic struggling with mental and emotional health issues, much of which was born out of them being pushed out of their kids' lives after or during their military service. And they're mad at their fucking government. They're mad at their state. They're mad at the American people for turning a blind eye to them. Another buddy of mine here, Brandon Mitchell. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. It's us speaking up for one another and fighting for one another and being unapologetic to that end. I'm not going to apologize to any person for doing what I have to do to survive what the state has not only sanctioned, but encouraged and participated in, which is the wholesale dismantling of my rights as a father. I'm not going to apologize for being pissed off and angry about that. I'm a salty motherfucker over it. And they owed me billions or trillions of fucking dollars for the inescapable pain and trauma that they've done to me and my kids. My kids don't realize or understand. They're naive, they're young. They're 14 and 13. I love them. I would sit down and have an honest, open discussion with them the way I've always done. My kids know I sat down and I didn't bullshit them, right? We just fucking talked about it. And a lot of times they didn't like how dad talked because I talked like this. I'll talk like this, you know? I won't curse at them this way. I won't use these F-bombs and stuff in there. I reserve that for my adult friends, but I'm still very frank with them. Have always been that way. They're human beings. They're not things. They're not mindless things. My children were allowed to have an opinion in my home. They were allowed to, voice their concerns openly. And I was a disciplinarian. I was the disciplinarian. If my kids were watching, or if they came on here and I asked them, Why did they misbehave with their mom and not with their dad? Um, I have them on video laughing about it in the back seat of my truck, laughing about it, saying because their mom's discipline was only sending them to their room. And is it any wonder that when they lashed out, that they didn't respect her? They didn't render any respect to her whatsoever. Neither one of them. Now, they wouldn't do that if I was nearby. They would never do that. My kids would not do that. They never, ever did that with me. Ever. Never did. And it was a healthy amount of fear. It wasn't fear because I would abuse them. It was fear because they knew that there was ramifications, that when dad found out, if they were mean to their mother or if they were disrespectful to their mother, despite my feelings for her, they would be disciplined. If I found out that my son or my daughter, even though me and their mom, I am not a fan of their mom at all. Let me mess with these, hold on. But nonetheless, I would never allow my children to think that I would condone their behavior being disrespectful to their mother or anyone else for that matter. That shit wasn't happening on my watch. I found out you damn right they're doing push-ups and sit-ups and squats. You damn right they are. They're going to do some jumping jacks. Don't care. Yeah. Don't disrespect your mother. Don't disrespect others. Right? You render people respect until they give you some reason not to. Yeah, you know what? We got to get you on the show, man. So here's part of my requirement. And a lot of people don't like this, and they might get butt hurt, and I don't really care. Part of my requirement, bringing people on, is I ask people to go over and join me on Patreon. And I want your voice to be heard, and I want my voice to be heard. And so it's a mutual support. I need support in what I'm doing. I speak on behalf of a lot of veterans and service members out there that don't feel that they can speak up, and others because they have gag orders on them or they're afraid to speak out. I speak up for a lot of people, right? Which is why, again, I won't be apologetic about who I am and where I come from. And I guess I should go get a haircut. It's going to drive me crazy. Look at this. Anyways, so I'm not gonna apologize for that either, because we have to recognize that I do at least that I've spent so much time in this and being outspoken about this, and I've suffered so much at the hands of the fucking court for being outspoken that at this juncture I don't let as many people use me as what there was before, right? People just whatever they could get out of me and never offered anything in return. Never anything in return. And I just, people like that, I'm not going to give you my time of day. If you're not the type of person that will say, Cash, what can I do for you? How can I help? How can I contribute? You don't have time, contribute a few dollars to the Patreon. Go join me on Patreon. I'm growing that platform. It's going to take a while, just like it took me a while to grow Facebook. But it's what's helping me to get better equipment. We're looking at getting right now our own studio, and we're going to be getting broadcasting shows from an actual studio. And we need help financially. You guys are going to be a part of this. This is what it is right now. But 5 years from now, this will be a substantially different platform. It all starts somewhere. Growth begins somewhere, and it's something that I just finally decided that I'm committing to. That this is what I'm going to do, minus being violent, which is what many of us feel like we should do, because you're being harmed so much, you want to react violently to stop that pain, to stop the people who are inflicting that pain. But you can't, because then it hurts others around them that you don't want to hurt. And that's what protects them, honestly, because you don't want to hurt others near them that you actually care about. So I elect to use my First Amendment right to the fullest extent and stand to the potential to offend as many people as humanly possible. Matter of fact, I wonder who I can offend tonight. Somebody's going to get offended tonight. Watch. I'm tired of Facebook, man. I am really fed up with Facebook. I am. Like, I've really had it with Facebook and their censorship. Well, actually, anger isn't your problem. If I had to guess. Now, maybe it is. Maybe you've got a legitimate anger problem. Most of us don't just walk around angry. We're angry for a reason. And in my own case, Mark Zuckerberg is Hitler. Yeah, you know, in my own case, it's been 6 years of bullshit. It's been 6 years of allowing one person to completely alienate, or I'm sorry, play gatekeeper. The mother of my children has played gatekeeper for 8 years now. We've been in litigation for 6. I knew she was going to act like this, which is why I neglected to file for a divorce when I should have, because I knew this is how she behaved, right? You know, this was, you know, this was what caused to get an order of protection on me. You believe that? Can you believe that my ex-wife actually was given a plenary order of protection based on that? This is how fucked up our judicial system is, right? That piece of shit Judge Salvi up in the 19th Circuit I always talk about in Lake County. I'll never stop talking about what a piece of shit that guy is, because I have to make sure that any new listeners know that Judge Salvi of the 19th Judicial Circuit in Lake County, Illinois, is a magnificent piece of shit that I have zero respect for, and he should be tarred and feathered. I believe that. He is a bucket of fuck. If a bag of dicks had genital warts, that would be Judge Salvi. Yeah, man, I just made that shit up. I sure did. You know you're laughing. Judge Salvi ain't laughing. His wife ain't laughing, or his boyfriend, his fucking boy toy. Oh, man, oh, man. Hey, this was back before I was a miserable, grumpy old motherfucker, man. Hey, man, I was pretty yoked dude, man. My biceps ain't that big. They're actually kind of small right there. I think I was doing a lot more jiu-jitsu right then. I wasn't lifting as much weights. Those guys were murdering me. Jesus. Jiu-jitsu was a beast, dude. You ever want to get out some anger? Go do some jiu-jitsu. Or if you need some humility, go do jiu-jitsu. Somebody there will fuck you up. I know, because they did it to me. A lot. Choked me. Yeah. My ex-wife said I choked her in our first order of protection. That's so comical, it's not even funny. I was showing her jiu-jitsu moves on one occasion. So it could have been that she used to say that I choked her. Yeah. One time during sex, you know, my hand was like up here, like on her neck, you know, like she's whatever, you know, I don't want to get in like great detail, but you get the picture. I choked her. Jesus Christ. If I really wanted to choke somebody, I mean, I've got really good grip strength. If I really wanted to choke somebody, especially a small woman by the throat, it's insanity, this stupid shit that gets taken out of context that's used against you to smear you as being a really horrible person. Hey, look. There's me taking a young man turkey hunting. He showed me where the turkeys were. He actually took me turkey hunting. That's the funny part. I didn't take him. He took me. He's a good kid. I like my pictures, man. I like reminiscing. You know, I killed this turkey up in Mountain Home, Arkansas. That was my first Eastern right there. Called that sumbitch in. Man, I had an awesome plaque that we made. Me and this guy Chad I was stationed with. That we made. We handmade these. They were awesome, dude. Better than anything that was out there on the market. Way better. Fucking. I'm just killing time really till Caleb gets ready. Because I just wanted to shoot the shit. Marina's off working. So it's quiet here, man. And I'll tell you what, sitting in a house alone with a Christmas tree and not seeing your kids in 2.5 years, that's a fucking lonely place to be. You know what I mean? There's no place lonelier in Christmas than a parent who's not seen their children sitting in their house looking at a Christmas tree with no presents under it because they know they're not going to see their kids, right? There's nothing fucking lonelier than that, in my opinion. I caught all these down in Kings Bay, Georgia. Look at them. On Lake D. I was a fishing motherfucker, man. Had some old timers down there tell me how to catch those finicky bass. And I know the secret. Catching bass on Lake D in Kings Bay, Georgia, submarine base. This is what I feel like 2020 is. I was whenever I was stationed up in Washington, me and my mom went over to this drive-through zoo up there. And this, to me, is representative of fucking 2020. I took this photo. There was a llama sitting backwards on top of another llama. I took that. I nearly pissed myself. I couldn't believe this. I'm like, what in the shit am I looking at? A llama on top of another llama. Fucking killed me, man. Which Brandon Mitchell is this? Did we serve together? Board ops. Check that out. No shit. What are the odds? Where are your buddies, man? Send this fucking video over to some veteran groups, some submarine groups. Get them up on here. I don't know, man. I can't get any support out of my community, out of any of these people. I don't understand it. All the people I served with, I don't get any support from. And I mean support like, hey, Cash, man, anything. Fuck, dude, a message, something, man. I don't know. I feel largely abandoned by the military community, and I felt that way. And I think that it's just because so many of them, I mean, they don't, I've been talking about this shit for fucking 6 years, and people are tired of hearing me talk about it. I'm tired of talking about it. But I'm not going to stop talking about it until it's fucking changed. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm tired of talking about this shit. I think you're fucking tired of hearing it. I'm tired of talking about it. You know what? If you're not fucking, if your kids haven't been taken from you, right, and you want to shit on me because this is all I talk about is my kids, fuck you, man. I hope you die of syphilis or something. This is all I ever wanted. This was it, right? That was it. I just wanted to leave the Navy. I wanted to raise my kids. I wanted to make memories and smile and laugh and teach my kids things and take them hunting and fishing and camping. I probably never would have taken up cannabis 2 years ago had I not gone through this process. All right, but my ex-wife's letting my children lose respect for me because she has been a gatekeeper, allowing my children, or not allowing my children rather, but my children have a defense mechanism, which is known as parental alienation. The child alienates the targeted parent, right? I've not kept the children from my ex-wife. It's only been one way. And people go, well, you guys need to work it out. How the fuck do you work it out when the person won't even talk to you? She won't answer any messages. She won't pick up the fucking phone. I have to go through her pedophile-loving attorney, Raymond Bolt. Right? And it's the things like me smoking pot or me cursing. It's these art, even though Illinois, it's completely legal. It's completely legalized in Illinois, right? Recreationally, medicinally. Right? But this is what a gatekeeper does, right? They'll take like my discipline style with my kids, make them do push-ups and sit-ups, and lead them to believe it's child abuse while simultaneously taking them to taekwondo and gymnastics where they do push-ups and sit-ups and jumping jacks for discipline, right? That's what a gatekeeper does, and that's what my ex-wife does. Nobody calls her out on it. You see, I made lots and lots of great memories. And I left the state of Illinois to try and get away from the contentious courts. I was fucking tired, man. I was worn out. I wanted to be done with it. But I didn't think in a million years that the court would sever 1,000% contact, every ounce of contact. And that's what they did. It's B-O-L-D-T is his name, Raymond Bolt, B-O-L-D-T. Go leave him a kind review. Tell him Cash Jackson says hello and hopes that all of his ancestors are burning in fucking hell where he's going to go. Yeah. My ex-wife's an occupational therapist, right? Let's check this out. Let me fucking help you out. I'm just going to put it in their broadcast. We'll put it in the broadcast. Yeah, because I don't give a shit. It's my show. You don't like it? Fucking piss off. Go watch Maury Povich or something. Something more exciting. Go watch some fucking 14-year-old on TikTok doing a dance. Fucking weirdos. I pay Julia Winderweedle. Oh yeah, I sure do. $1,200 a month from my military pension. He makes what? Approximately? We'll say with my child support. What are you making there, Julia? 1,012. Let's see. You got to be somewhere around 110, right? 100, 110,000. Is that what you're making? I don't know. It's got to be somewhere. I'm gonna go with 10,000. It's a guess. I don't know. With what she gets out of my paycheck and my pension. There you go. See, look at that. How you like them apples? You like fucking apples? How you like them? With the Daily Herald trash. Man, I'm gonna put some shit on here on Judge Salvi too. And Judge Christensen and the whole fucking lot of them. I'm going to fucking show every one of these swinging bastards what they are. Look at that. All right? I'm going to keep airing it. All these shows, keep talking about it. I had a close relationship with my kids. I don't have one now. I don't even know if they want to see me anymore. I know my daughter doesn't. Hasn't for a while. Whenever the feminist counselor got involved, that's when it all went to shit. And then she saw counselors along with a pedophile-loving attorney. And the abuse is allowed to continue. It's allowed to continue. It's all going to come to an end one day, you know what I mean? One way or another, right? It's a matter of time. And so there's just some of us that are beating our fucking heads until it's like, okay, yeah, we figured it out. We're going to stop this, right? That was at my first supervised visitation. Said that my kids were afraid of me. Had to go through reintegration therapy, right? Reintegration therapy. This is all the shit that they do to make you look like you're a really bad person. No justification, no basis, no findings, no nothing, just because the court can. That's it. Just because the court says it's in your kid's best interest for you to have reunification therapy. Why? I never had to have it coming off of a fucking deployment. I didn't have to have it whenever I came home on leave after not seeing my kids for 6 months. I didn't need reunification therapy then. Why do I need it? I got no reason. It's because it's a part of their fucking system. All right? And it makes me sick. And I'm pissed about it. Yeah. I am fucking angry. And I'm getting angrier and angrier and angrier by the day. She lets my kids watch this and pretends as though she's got no control over their social media use. Right? If my kids see anything on here, it's because she let them. It's because she was an adult. It's because she kept my kids for me and continued to keep my kids for me. And I just kept talking and talking. And the members of the Northbridge Church, okay, you're complicit in that. Her co-workers complicit. Her family members complicit. They're all complicit in it. It's abuse. It's domestic violence. And I'm not going to fucking tolerate it. And no person, man or woman alive, should tolerate it either. Right? And I'll stand right there alongside of you. You want to fight these motherfuckers? I'll fight them with you. But I'm not going to just do for you and you don't do anything for me. Right? It ain't going to work like that. Not with this guy. You can go find somebody else that you can just use up and fucking discard. It's not going to be me. No, you know what? I'm of the mindset that somebody like their mother, no, they don't need, right? Because they've got such deep-seated psychological issues that they would use kids to do this. And the only choice I have is just keep my mouth shut and let them run roughshod over me, never allow me to see my kids again, and just die and go, just go away and die, right? That's really what it amounts to. We want to take all of your money. We want you to go away and just fucking die already. I wish they would say that, but they're cowards and they won't. Right? I canceled the life insurance policy because of it. They'll try and hold me in contempt for that too. I canceled the life insurance policy, and I want everybody to publicly know I canceled my life insurance policy. That way, if they try and have me whacked, well, she is not going to get the fucking money she thought she was. Because there ain't no insurance policy. You ain't getting shit. You ain't getting nothing. And before you could get anything out of my house, I would have this summit emptied out by family and friends. And they could have whatever they wanted, because I wouldn't give a damn. Yeah. They just want you to die and go away. That's it. We want your money. We want to take all of your money. We want to put you in mandatory work programs, i.e. Tom fucking Cotton. Look at this shit, man. You know, I think that it was either this photo. I forget. There was a couple of them. It's one of my favorites, though. It was either this photo or another one with my daughter Kaylee at her gymnastics, and you know, my kids. No kid really wants their parent talking about this shit and airing this shit out. I get it. If I was a kid, I wouldn't want it either, right? But I'm not a kid. I'm an adult. And as an adult, I have to rationalize and understand that this is a threat to my children. It's hurting my kids, even though they don't realize it or know it. They don't know the extent of the harm being caused to them. Much like a child exposed to secondhand smoke, okay? They don't know and they don't have a choice in what they're being exposed to. And in this instance, they don't know what they're being exposed to. And I have to keep talking about the dangers and the threats and the harm being caused to them and parents like myself. I have to keep talking because I get way too many messages from parents that keep telling me, Cash, thank you for speaking up. Cash, thank you for speaking out. I kept fighting because of you. I got equal custody. You inspired me. You helped me to believe in myself. You helped me to stay motivated, to keep fighting for my kids. So I want my kids to know that. Because more than likely, they're going to watch this. If I had to guess, they're going to watch it. At least that's what I'm led to believe. I'm entirely led to believe by the court system that my kids see my social media. But they don't say anything about it. And if it's causing any harm, then who's the parent who's causing the harm? Me or the parent who's not monitoring their social media use? I'm not harming my kids by telling them the truth. If they don't understand this truth, it's because I don't have the time to sit them down and talk to them because they're kept from me. And I'm going to keep documenting anywhere and everywhere I can. And one day, I hope that maybe they'll understand, but maybe they don't. Maybe our kids never, we have to accept that reality, don't we? And I do. You see, I'm not in denial about this. Some people, some people are deluding themselves, and they'll numb themselves to such an extent that they don't talk about this, right? I attribute it to it's post-traumatic stress, and for many, they want to avoid what caused that stress, just like war or combat, death, something traumatic. You want to avoid things that cause stress and trauma. And talking about this for many folks causes a lot of anxiety, depression, and it furthers their trauma, and they want that to just go away. And for many, they feel the best way to do that is to not talk about it, to not discuss it, and that's unhealthy. It's not healthy to do that. When there's a danger in our world, we have an obligation to our fellow man to warn them of said danger. Right? If I was such a danger, as what my ex-wife claimed, why did she never bother to warn the woman I've been with for 6 years that happens to be in military police? Right? If I'm such a danger and a threat and such a terrible human being, right? How do I own a home? How do I pay my taxes? How do I stay out of jail? How do I do things and help neighbors and friends? And you see what I'm saying? Yeah, the system retaliates. It sure does. Let me share something here real quick. Hold on. I'm obligated to do this. Let me do this. StreamYard, share screen, Chrome tab, boom. Let me share that with you. This is where a lot of us are coming together, right? There's many of us that are advancing the solutions, and we want you to come be a part of that discussion. For some of us, yeah, you know what? I'm looking at joining militias. I sure am. Does that make me a terrorist? Some, especially from the left, would have you believe that. Some from the left would try and have you believe that because I advocate for joining a militia, that I'm a terrorist, right? What did they say about our founding fathers? Those who signed that Declaration of Independence, what did they say about them? What did England say about them? They were what? They were traitors, right? They were traitors. I gotta send Caleb a link. Hold on. It's 6:53. Let me send him this StreamYard link. Give me a second. So look, man, if you want to come over, join me. $3 for basic membership, $9, and then $25. And what's that going to get you? Well, for most people, it's what they want most, and it's just to be able to fucking message me and talk to me that fast. For most of them. That's what most people are looking for because they have questions. They want some guidance on something, and they want some assistance. I can't give legal advice, but I can definitely give you the path that I walked on and some to avoid, and pros and cons, and I'm a wealth of experience for the 6 years I've been in this bullshit, as well as the connections I've made and the things that I've learned along the way. But fortunately for me, I know a lot of other people that are way smarter than me and probably most of you. Very intelligent people and some very good attorneys. So I might not have the answer, but I can go get the answer. Right? I know that I'm right. I know that what we're doing is moral, it's principled, and it needs to be done. How are we ever going to exercise our rights if we don't defend them? Right? We let them take them from us. We have no choice but to take them back in some way, shape, or form. Right? The question is, how do we take them back? We have to take our rights back. They took them from us. I have a right to use cannabis. They took that right from men. It wasn't theirs to take. They took it, and under threat of force, deprivation of your life, they took it from us. No? Let's see here. Let me show you something else. Let me stop screen sharing for a moment. Let me grab another one. Let's see if I can get this to play here. Let's check this out. See if I can get it to go. You're gonna like this. I don't know if it'll play or not. We'll see. It might shut my whole shit down. I don't know. Look at this. Can you guys see that? Oh no, not yet. Hold on. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Takes a few clicks and then I get it. Check this out. Shreveport man serving life sentence for $20 worth of marijuana released. Is this moral? You see, it's mindsets like my ex-wife that's perpetuated into future generations that causes people to align with authoritarianism, that demonizes people like this. And of course, yeah, it was like a 3 strikes, you're out thing or whatever. He had 3 or 4 strikes against him. None were violent. He did do some breaking and entering or burglary or something, like 17 and 27. And this guy, Fate Winslow, said the first thing he wants to do when he gets back home to Shreveport, that's where I was born and raised. Fancy that. And I know the police chief there. Went to school with his wife, Wendy. He wants to stop at Popeyes for fried chicken. No stereotype there, is there? And follow his joyful release from Angola State Prison. Angola is a fucking that place has got a reputation, boy. Serving 12 years, over $20 worth of marijuana. Winslow, 53, said his next stop is the most important. Look at that. Reuniting with his 4 children and 3 grandchildren who thought they may never see him again as a free man. I was so happy to get out, he told the media while getting a ride home after walking out of the prison. A life sentence for 2 bags of weeds. I never thought something like that could happen. Much like I never thought they would ever take my kids. For no reason at all. Winslow's distribution of marijuana conviction led to a sentence of life without a parole. That's really what we're sentenced to, those of us who have our kids taken. It's a life sentence without parole, and you're sentenced to death. Just a long, fucking, miserable, lonely. And I was a multiple offender, I guess, for wanting to be a dad and for speaking out against the state and Judge Salvi, who was the one who illegally severed the contact with my children. But the small amount of weed and circumstances of arrest put him in the national spotlight as a poster child for over-incarceration and racial injustice. Winslow is black. Shouldn't be made about race. My buddy Jason Spires did almost 15 years for marijuana, albeit he did have a lot more weed. He also got a $250,000 fine. I don't know if Winslow got a similar one or not. But my buddy was white. In 2008, Winslow was homeless on the streets of Shreveport. And that 2008, right, we were in a recession, when an undercover police officer asked if Winslow knew where he could buy some pot. According to his appeal attorneys at the Innocence Project, New Orleans, Winslow borrowed a bike and returned with 2 small bags of weed. And for his efforts, the undercover officer gave Winslow $5 for food. Rolling Stone magazine did articles about me, he said. I was in a bunch of other articles and 2 documentaries. The other inmates could never believe it. They always said, you're doing life for a bag of weed. In one of the Rolling Stones article highlighting Winslow's case, the magazine noted, the dealer, who was white, wasn't taken in, even though officers found the marked $20 bill on him. Could have been a narc. I don't know. Maybe it is fucking racist. Could be that too. We don't fucking know. It was in 2008, and we don't have any more information on that in front of me. I guess we could search it up, though. Winslow was resentenced to time served after IPNO director and lead attorney G. Park successfully appealed based on grounds of ineffective assistance of counsel. No shit. That is the state's MO. Give you ineffective counsel, and thus pretty much guarantees you're gonna cop to a plea because you know you got a fucking idiot working for you. This attorney Park was at Angola to greet Winslow as he walked out of the prison's main gate. There are hundreds of individuals serving life sentences for nonviolent crimes. Hundreds in Louisiana, Park said, and I believe him. He received an obscenely excessive sentence given his life circumstances and crime, and today we are correcting that unconstitutional, inhumane sentence. So number one, unconstitutional. I would agree. Completely unconstitutional, right? Violates the 8th Amendment. Look up the 8th Amendment if you don't know what it is. And inhumane sentence. Again, 8th Amendment. Winslow had previously been convicted of 3 nonviolent crimes: a business burglary when he was 17, a car burglary 10 years later, and possession of cocaine when he was 36. Winslow said he will live at his daughter's house in Shreveport until he gets back on his feet. He said he has a landscaping job waiting for him when he gets home. In an IPNO press release, Winslow's daughter, Faith Winslow Canada, was quoted saying, my dad and I got closer while he was imprisoned. Even though he was locked up, he was there for me when I needed him. I cannot wait to have my dad back fully in my life. 12 years is a long time. Too long. He deserves a second chance, and I'm so glad he's getting one. Now, if my kids were to hear that, I'd like for them to hear some of those words that person said. You know, what was done to this man was inhumane, okay, because he had pot on him. And it's that lack of respect for others' rights and their ability to choose for themselves that leads to laws being written and drafted that violate the Constitution, because we don't require our legislators to know a fucking thing about it, and we just pass these bills through because it's good for somebody else's pocket. It's good for somebody else's fucking pocket, right? And you got to be pissed about it. If you're not, well, man, you're dead, man. You're a dead fish, dude. I don't know what to tell you. If this shit don't piss you off, I don't know. There's something fucking matter with you, man. Right? Let me get this shit over to Caleb. You guys give me a second, man. He's getting ready to join us. I'm going to send him. I'm going to send him over the link. Hold on one second. Let me figure out how to do this shit. Invite. Here we go. Let's see here. We're going to go through Messenger. Let me try this. See if I can get this. Let me see if we can get Caleb backstage. 2. There we go. Boom. Off she goes. All right, he should have that. So hopefully he'll click on that link and pop up here in the thing here shortly. Cool guy, man. They're in Illinois, as a matter of fact. Yep. See, none of them are ever of any help, right, Clayton? Which is why it's so important that I do believe that this is a culture thing, right? It's the ruling class. It's the ruling class and it's the serfs. We are the serfs, man, the working class. They don't mind shitting all over us. Paul Anderson, tell Ethan I said hi. Appreciate him lending his father to us for a little bit and letting you hang out, right? Stay as long as you want. This guy ought to tune in momentarily. Yeah, I'm not surprised that my viewers as low as it is. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum. Dude, I'm tired, man. I mean, I'm freaking tired. Operation 1620. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. Come on, man. Maybe I'll call him. Hey, dude. Oh, 27,600. You know, it's crazy. 28,000 people, right, on my page, and you'll get 19 or 20, 40, whatever. I think I average around 40, man. And that's about all they let me get up to. There was a time where it was pretty common where there was like hundreds of people, been up to 12, 1,300 people on a live feed on a few occasions within the last year. And yeah, it drives me crazy, dude. Let me call this guy. Caleb. These are going to be far less, more produced. I'm sorry, far more produced. CJ's going to be coming on, I think, full time. And Jamie, all right. Jamie's got seeds or seds. It's not seeds. He's got cannabis seds, right? He doesn't have cannabis seeds. He's got cannabis seds. Big difference, right? Yeah. Well, you know, this isn't nearly as exciting. I would agree with that. This is not nearly as exciting. Mm-hmm. We'll see if I get him on here. Jamie Bixby. Good for you, buddy. Good for you, man. Stay calm, stay cool, stay relaxed. Enjoy the evening and enjoy the show. Hang out and listen for a while. Share us with some of your friends. I understand to a far better degree where a lot of those kids who were getting stoned in school, man, I understand why, because a bunch of them, they came from fucked up homes too. And they were medicating in school. We didn't even know it. We were just like, and some are just rebellious, you know. I think kind of most of us were, and some more to other degrees than others. Yeah. Yeah. They're idiots. They're idiots. Idiots. That's why Republicans are not about small government. It requires more government, more police officers to enforce these laws. Where you at, buddy? Bum, bum, bum. Well, shit. The link didn't send to him. No wonder he hasn't came in yet. Let me try this shit again. What's your email? Yeah, I didn't get the link. Good old StreamYard. You send the damn link, and it looks like it's sent, and then you go to Messenger, and nope, it's nothing in there. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to try this again. Invite. Dun, dun. Let's see. Copy clipboard, Gmail. Come on, Gmail. Load. Dude, let's I gotta figure out how to play some of this music on here. Yeah, CJ, how he's been doing it. Probably just through Spotify. All right. You should have gotten the link now. I love Texas though, man. Brandon Mitchell, the Patreon account is patreon.com. It's Patreon, patreon.com /Cash Jackson. Patreon.com /Cash Jackson. And you'll find it. Bum, 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 bum. Say if you got it, Caleb. Yep, that's what I say. / whatever. CJ's busting my balls. He's on here. / he said. Abolish family courts. That's what I say. They are as useless as a bag of dicks at a fucking feminist get together. That's funny. Shoot, yeah, man. In fact, I might drive over to Fort Smith and go get me some. Somebody needs to go get me some. Hold on a second. This dickhead's about to get this. Hold on. This guy right here. I'm going to bring on some other people, man. I'm just going to, you know what? There's no telling who I might bring on tonight. There is no telling. Text message. Dum, 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 dum. What the? There we go. Bum, bum. No. I don't. I just want you to send the link. Caleb should be coming on. He got the link, so he'll be coming on here momentarily. And fat ass judges, devils in black robes. Smash them, man. I don't give a shit. I don't care, dude. You say whatever you want about those rat bastards. I got no respect. I got no respect for those motherfuckers at all. And you guys know it. And that's one reason I love hanging out with y'all is that I'm not crazy. I know I'm not. I'm not crazy. You know I'm not crazy. They know I'm not crazy. They've tried gaslighting us into believing that we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. But we know, don't we? Come on, man. You gotta be a... Ugh. Yeah, I'm just trying to invite some people to the freaking feed here. That's one of the shitty parts about being this broadcast like this is you can't invite people to the feed like you could if you went from live from Facebook. But I think that the viewership honestly would be about the same, truth be told. Waiting on you, brother. Oh man, she's got to hate that banner scrolling. Here's one. Bum bum bum. Let's see here. Should veterans get medical cannabis? Man, I'll tell you what. We'd smoke them out of house and home. Here's what they don't know about sailors. Now they know. Sailors have a reputation, as do Marines, for drinking, right? Like you've heard the phrase cuss like a sailor and drink like a sailor, or vice versa, whatever. We hand out joints, 1 million of them. If we were to offer to hand out 1 million joints, I think we could do it. I'm ready to go to the White House and have a operation. I'm gonna see if I can get Caleb on this. I'm gonna organize and see if would y'all like to go? Let's go on 420. Okay, 420 is the day in 2021. We could do something with those numbers too, right? CJ's, yeah. What the, and what? I don't even know what that means. Oh, you must be talking to somebody up here or something. Anyways, yeah, I think we should have a rally, 2021, 420. We'll do it nationally if you want. Let's just do it nationally. We can all march down in front of our police departments, local sheriff's departments, wherever we want to go to. Or we just all go down the capitals in our states and on 420 and, well, I mean, they can just lock us all up. We'll just all go down there and fire it all up. You know what? Fuck it. Just arrest us all, right? All we want to do is listen to music, throw a frisbee, whatever. Fuck, dude, I spent enough time in the military. Can I just grill cheeseburgers and, listen to some Leonard Skinner and get a farmer's tan? I don't know what's going on with this thing, man. I'm assuming the link worked. He got the link, he said. Nope, he's trying to join now. That might be my... Okay. He's coming. He's like, I'm trying. It's probably my internet, truth be told. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we could get 1 million. I'll tell you what. Let's do it. Am I permitted? You think I can do a GoFundMe for? I need to buy 1 million joints. Unless I could get those donated. 1 million. That's a lot, dude. I mean, that's a lot of joints. Especially if you're getting any, decent smoke. Yeah, I wonder how many dispensaries would chip in. Look, I'd like to start my own dispensary. I wonder if anybody can help me out with that. I want to start my own veteran dispensary here in Arkansas as a part of what I'm doing here, and and I'd like to get my own hemp farm and start farming hemp. But I'll need a lot of help to do that because Jesus Christ, I'm overwhelmed like it is. Working on this media thing, trying to get a studio. You lucky bastard. Were it not for that profile pic of Bill Clinton in a blue dress like that, I might would offer to or ask ask if I could crash on your couch sometimes when I come out there. Don't even feel bad. You know what's bad? You know what's bad? When people that use cannabis think the same thing. It's like, Claire, I didn't say it won't, come on now. It's me. Who are you talking to? You think I'm not going to keep things real? Come on. It's my network. It's not somebody else's, it's my network. Right? You know how I'll keep it. Oh shit, here he is. But I looked down and there he was. Boom, what's up, buddy?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing all right. Just trying to make it through this.
How's the audio?
I can hear pretty good. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Are you rolling me joints? Is that an automatic joint roller for Cash Jackson?
Do you hear something?
Oh man, it's just delay again. That's what it is. Yeah, yeah, I think we all hear it.
I do have tents going and stuff in the background. So
Caleb Masoner. So let me introduce you, man. This is Caleb Masoner. He is a veteran. You want to tell him what branch? Because I forgot.
Army.
All right, that's all right. Are you in you're in your shop?
Yep, downstairs in the basement.
Dude, is it delay that bad or am I that stoned? Which one is it? Is the delay that bad or am I that stoned?
I feel like there's an 8 to 10 second delay, probably.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's what part of the delay is. So tell us about Operation 1620. Tell us what you do there.
So Op 1620 is pretty much an online community plus an in-person community, but we're mainly online because it's just one of the best ways to reach each other. We have conversations just surrounding. Yeah, we have conversations surrounding cannabis and how it can be helpful, post-military.
Fuck. This has gotten so socially awkward now. I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm like, am I really this stoned? Hold on a sec. Man. Oh, man. Caleb. Hey, I'm going to try. Let me just call him. Caleb, send me your number. Here, send me your number, dude. Let me call this guy because this has got to the point now where I'm like, hold on. I got to private chat this guy. Hold on. Where's he at? This fucking delay, man. I'll tell you what. See, and this is a part of another reason why I got to grow my Patreon, because I got to be able to afford like some really good. What's this? Hey, send me your number, man. I'm going to call you on the phone.
All right, I sent it.
Just PM it over to me. What the hell? Got it. All right, now mute that mic. Mute your mic, or I'll mute you. How about this? I got it. I got you. What the fuck, man?
The voicemail box of
You fucking ring.
25676255518.
Oh shit! Fall ball. What the hell? Man, this is wild, dude. Phone's ringing. It's ringing. What the fuck, dude? This is the feds fucking with me right here. This is what this is. These are the feds fucking with me. It's incessant with these bastards. FBI, Secret Service.
Voicemail box
See?
of 256.
This is the shit I put up with. Did you send me the right number? Or the feds fucking with me? Hold on, I got you muted.
Yep.
These sons of bitches. You guys saw this, right? I've tried calling him twice.
I don't even have a
You
missed
call
call.
me then. You call me.
Send me.
I'll send you my
Send me your number.
Hold on. Coming at you. It's about
Did that work?
Did that work?
All
think
right.
that's better.
Sweet. I went ahead and muted my computer.
Sweet. I went ahead and muted
Good, dude. Yeah, I think that'll work good. And man, thanks for joining us this evening. I was telling everybody a little bit about you earlier, and we had some discussion on cannabis earlier. I brought up an article of a guy from my hometown in Shreveport, Louisiana. You might have seen it. That was doing a life sentence for $20 worth of pot, and yeah, I mean, he had prior offenses. They were nonviolent crimes. He had like 2 burglaries and I think a possession of cocaine, and then the marijuana, and that caught him the life sentence with all of that combined. So he did 12 years and just got out, and is now staying with his daughter in Shreveport. He's like 53 years old. So, you know, we're just breaking down those barriers, man. And it's part of the conversation that I'm having with people about being a veteran, using cannabis, how it's aided me in coping with and managing the major depressive disorder I get from the 6 years of conflict and litigation that I've had of being a dad. And I know that you've seen some of that, and you've seen some of those difficulties and challenges that I face and continue to face at large. But there's a growing movement of veterans who are becoming more open to using cannabis, and I think part of that is that education process, of course, and breaking down a lot of the stereotypes. You founded Operation 1620. It's a veteran group for cannabis users, and you guys, from what I see, you do a lot of discussion about the benefits of cannabis and even some of the cons to it as well.
Yep. So, I mean, we
really try to push the educational piece about cannabis, because it's one of those things that you can't really talk to your VA doctor about right now, and some people can't talk to their family or their friends because there's a huge stigma still surrounding, the use of cannabis, and a lot of veterans still don't feel comfortable, being in like a medical database or anything like that, just because they don't really trust the government. They don't want to lose their benefit, everything that they have spent their career working for. However, cannabis is really one of those things that the VA wishes that all their antidepressants were. It's a great way to be able to turn down a lot of the volume that is interfering with us being able to address some of our traumas and be able to work on a lot of the things that have kind of overtaken us since we've been out of the military service, because there's a lot of training. You spend your whole time in the military training to do your job, and they don't really deconstruct that. They give you like 2 weeks to go through a few courses, PowerPoints after you get off of a deployment.
Right.
And you may get that if you're leaving the service altogether. It's just that they're checking boxes to make sure you've gone to different stations to where they can let you out.
Right.
But they don't really give you a lot of the natural options. They just want to push antidepressant and just put you through this mold that they built from some, I don't know where they got the information that, hey, this works, because it doesn't.
Yeah, well, have you read many studies in how this may potentially curb veteran suicide or help to reduce it? Has there been any studies produced by anyone out there on this issue?
I believe that there have been some, maybe like smaller scale, but there's nothing really that the federal government has really funded with a target to actually make they do, is trying to find a way to show that cannabis is not helping. And I still even see studies, coming out these days saying, hey, there's no causal link for cannabis to help. However, if you talk to pretty much any veteran who uses cannabis, they're going to say, I don't know where they got that study from or who they talked to, because it helped me a lot.
Right.
And I hear that anecdotal evidence and that, same conversation happening on a very regular basis in our community. So
I'll tell you what, man. We were also tabletopping this earlier, and there's a lot of overlap between what you do, what you promote, and why people like me support you. I guess I'm wondering, is there more of an active role that we can play together to kind of change that? Look, I probably never would have went into using cannabis were it not for what I've been put through in family court. I didn't start using cannabis till 2 years ago. I'd been out of the Navy for 2 years before I ever started using it. And it was after they severed contact with my daughter. That was whenever I began using. That's when the stress and the anxiety became too much, and I became a frequent user after that.
Yeah, I think cannabis is an excellent natural alternative to pharmaceuticals to help with depression, to help with anxiety, and it's not just veterans who can benefit from it. Anyone going through stressful situation can benefit from it. Even if people are using it recreationally, I still think that there's medicinal benefit to all of that.
No, I would have to agree with you. I try and tell people as well some of the drawbacks that I personally experience. I can't speak for other people, but of course, one, I don't like the smell. I don't like it on my clothes. I don't like it because I don't do it in my car or anything. I finally, I just started smoking it here in my office, but it's my office, and well, if you don't like it, stay the hell out of my office. And but there are some drawbacks, in addition, you're smoking, so you can probably have to mute yourself there. All right, maybe that'll work. I think I got it. But you get material in your lungs, and you don't breathe quite as well if you're a heavy user. And so those things can play a part. And so there's some additional alternatives out there. Do you want to talk about any of those that people could consider if they don't want to smoke, they don't want to put anything in their lungs or what have you? There's other alternatives that they could explore.
Yep. So absolutely, there are multiple ways that you can use cannabis and have an effective dose. You can use obviously, like you mentioned, smoking. That's one of the biggest and most well-known ways to do it, and probably throughout history the way that it was used the most. And one of the quickest acting ways. You can also use edibles where you are eating it and it's processed by your liver. You can use topicals where you may be rubbing it on a burn or some like you can rub it on your back or something where your skin is absorbing it, your muscles are absorbing it. There's also other methods like concentrate, which is a very concentrated form and just takes just a little small amount, and you can actually vaporize that at a very low temperature, like 400 degrees, which is way lower than combustion, and you can actually use that and get an effective dose as well. So many different ways, versatile, against the smoke medicinal format.
Wow, that's so tell me about the vapor. I'm a little bit more interested in that so you're not using fire, it's not combustion. And you're using some sort of a vaporizing machine. Is it like just a vape pen, or is there an actual machine that people use, or what?
So you can use a vape pen. That's one way. I don't have any just right in reach, but there are also machines that you can use. Like I have a machine called an e-nail. It's just an electronic nail, and it heats up to a specific temperature that I put in. And generally, I'm putting around 450, which is low compared to most people. However, I like to taste my cannabis, and I also, when you do it at higher temperatures, there are different cannabinoids that vape off at different temperatures. So the higher you go, you get more CBNs, which I'm getting a little technical now, but the CBNs are actually something that can make you a little drowsy and put you to sleep. So if you stay at the lower temperatures, then you can generally avoid that. So it's a much better way to be able to hone your medicine in.
You're kind of dialing in. You're kind of learning how to effectively employ the CBD and how it responds to essentially temperatures, pressures, humidities, airflow, anything else. There's probably a number of factors there that influence what type of effects you're getting or not getting.
Yep.
Okay. Well, where can people find your website at? I know it's Operation 1620.
So you can go to operation1620.org or op1620.org. It'll all take you to the same website. We're also teaming up with another 501c3, and that is Balanced Veterans. So we're just coming together to create a whole wheelhouse full of natural alternatives, whether it is like breathing techniques or it's meditation or yoga.
Nice.
We're just bringing it all in to be able to encourage veterans. Like if you found cannabis, that's great. However, we want to encourage veterans to continue to work on themselves and find other alternatives. Cannabis is great, but you need to pair it with therapy. You need to pair it with peer support. And one of the biggest benefits for the state that I live in is that I can actually grow my own medicine.
Right.
And there's a lot of medicinal states that don't allow that, but just being able to do the cultivation piece, even if it wasn't cannabis, that is so therapeutic because you get to create a relationship with this plant. You get to watch it grow. You're keeping your mind busy. And then you just pair the fact that you're growing your own medicine, and it just multiplies that effect. It's a very I don't know, it just pays off very well. Like you're saving money as well. So I think it's a very beneficial relationship with the plant.
Now I'll tell you what, like if I do have to use, because there's some days where it's just incredibly, it's much more difficult to function and operate, and I do use more, but whenever I do, uh, in the event I got to travel, I got to get somebody to drive me. So normally I'll get Marina to drive me somewhere because I can tell them like I shouldn't drive. Um, and are there any programs out there for veterans who use, for that type of assistance, or would they have to resort to say the DAV or maybe the VA for transit services or anything?
Yeah, they would probably have to reach out. We haven't really been able to build up to that point yet. There's still a lot of people who are a little nervous to even participate with our 501c3 just because of that stigma still being so strong. But even with, to your point of, maybe over medicating, you can always, if you're using like THC, you can actually use CBD, and that will help bring you down. Like if you've gotten a little bit too medicated,
Right. Yeah. Somebody told me that.
A little bit.
Yeah, they gave me like a CBD. There's a CBD dispensary up in New York, and I got some pretty decent homegrown from up there. But that guy was telling me, he gave me some. I've got some somewhere, and said, yeah, if you had a guy that has or a person that has a, what do they call it? A green out? Is that what it's called?
I'm not sure. I've not heard of that term.
Yeah, it's some phrase like where they basically a brand new user has consumed entirely too much, and they begin to have like maybe a panic attack, an anxiety attack, whatever, right? That they have the CBD company up in New York has a CBD pill that does kind of like what you were saying, but it's for those extremes to bring them down off of that. There's a phrase for it. There's a term for it, a green out or something. They took too much, is what it amounts to.
Okay, so it sounds kind of similar to I think it's called CHS, cannabis hypermesis syndrome. I may be botching that,
Right.
but essentially you can overload your system with too much THC, and you will actually start getting some paradoxical effects. Whereas generally cannabis is going to help calm your stomach. If you get the CHS syndromes, then you will actually be a little nauseous and you may throw up. But generally that is resolved by getting in a warm or a hot shower.
Oh, really? Okay. Didn't know that. Well, good. That's some good tips, man. Well, dude, it was a pleasure having you on tonight, man. I really appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. And I'm going to share your website and stuff. I love what you guys are doing. I'm not afraid to promote what you're doing. I'm outspoken about it. I'm not going to shy away from it or make any apologies for using medicine that doesn't involve something from the pharmaceutical companies. I refuse to apologize for that. I think that I'm making given my choices of having no medication and just managing through my depression every day, which I just got to a point where I couldn't bear it anymore in 2018. And so I have that choice, just abstain entirely, or I could self-medicate with something else that I'm not going to, like alcohol, or I could use pharmaceuticals from the Veterans Administration, which with their wide range of side effects is another large deterrent for me. And so cannabis to me is the very best option that I have available given my circumstances.
And I fully think that you should, do that. You should use cannabis if that is something that works for you, because there's so many people. I'm telling you, the war on drugs, they did a really good job at brainwashing a lot of people. So there's a lot of people that still have trouble just accepting that you can use something that is not coming in a pill form. However, if a doctor told them to take something, they would take it with no qualms about it. They wouldn't question it.
No.
But they want to try to criticize someone else who wants to use a natural alternative. Like, honestly, like the pharmaceuticals, they actually have a paradoxical effect on me. Like the antidepressants, SSRIs, they make me more suicidal.
Well, they
And
say
that's
that
in
it
my
even
file.
says on there it's a side effect. It may cause depression or suicidal tendencies. Many of those have those side effects. It's like, what? That's fucking crazy.
That side effect is nowhere on cannabis. You're not going to have any of those types of side effects. Now, that's not to say that you can't use cannabis and still be depressed.
Right.
Because
Or
if
suicidal.
you're in a deep depression, it's not going to just fix that. That's why I said you have to pair it with other therapies and everything. But I absolutely think that if cannabis works for you on a general day-to-day basis, then you should be exercising your right to use cannabis.
Right. No, I agree with that, man. And which is strange too, because I had a friend who was using medicinal cannabis. He's a Navy veteran. He and his wife, and I don't know what his wife's health conditions are, but they seem pretty significant, given what I've seen. And I've known this guy for several years, and I kind of came into contact with him because I found out he was a Navy veteran, and him and his wife had medicinal licenses, I believe, from Colorado. They were in Kansas, I think, visiting family, perhaps. Either way, the Child Protective Services ended up taking their kids because of their cannabis use, their cannabis license, and their children were seized by the state, and it took them about 5 or 6 years to get their kids out. I mean, they had to fight tooth and nail, and that was with having a legal license.
Well, you've got to think about the system that's also running that. You've got police officers whose budgets are predicated on being able to arrest for these drugs that, as long as they're illegal, they get to keep justifying that.
Right.
You've got addiction services who get to make money for court-ordered addiction because of cannabis. You've got court fees to get paid. It's just a money-making machine. That's why they want to keep it illegal. So.
Well, it's the same thing with parenting, right? So with cannabis. What we were talking about earlier, and I was stating that, look, it was never, the federal government never had the authority, nor did the state, to take a God-given plant like this from us and make it illegal and then penalize us and take our liberty from us when we choose to use it or distribute it or grow it. It was never their right to do that. To me, that was an unconstitutional overreach that we allowed because of the misinformation war that took place during that.
Yep. Absolutely. They will say whatever they have to say to keep it where it's beneficial for them. So, you're going to hear arguments that are just unfounded or are going to elicit an emotional response. And that's all by design because they want you to make an emotional response rather than a rational response.
Correct.
To where they can have your liberty.
Right. So let me ask you this: how do we work together? As a veteran who I hate family law, I hate the judicial system entirely, whether that's criminal, probate, whatever it all is. I hate it all. So how do we work together to better leverage one another's networks and contacts and influences to change this? I'm willing, look, here's what I'm willing to commit to. I'm willing to help organize Operation 1620 and the first great veteran cannabis smoke out on the White House lawn on 420. That's my mother's birthday, by the way, 420, and she's a very much pro-cannabis person.
Yeah, there's big groups that have done that before, and we are 501c3, so we do generally stay away from political type of activities. However, we can absolutely share our stories, and we can go and we can do that in a public manner, and that's one thing that I think is going to be the best way to change people's minds is sharing their stories to the point that it overcomes all of the falsities that have been put out for so long. Like,
right.
When your uncle or your brother or your sister or someone who has served, or not even served, but someone who has gone through something traumatic,
right,
tells you look, I'm not lying to you. This helps me. I've tried all the pills. I've tried all that. When they actually will share that and be open and honest about it, I think that we can start changing the narrative and control the conversation, because when you just make it as a you need to not do this because it's for your own benefit, and they don't provide any real data to back it up,
Right.
then backing together to get the story out there, the truth out there, the anecdotal evidence that, this is helping veterans and this is helping people who have been through trauma to actually address that trauma and live a more full life, then I think other people will start buying in, especially when it's coming from people that they know, that they're related to, that they're
Right.
friends with.
Correct. Yeah, no, I agree with you. You break down the stereotype, and it's one reason I remain open about it. It took me a while to kind of, like anybody else, come out more publicly about my use, and but I felt that I needed to, much like talking about my depression, much like me talking about the family court case that I go through. It's having those discussions that breaks down the stereotypes. I needed to break down the stereotype that our judicial system was operating above board in family law. I needed to break down the stereotype that, as a clean-cut white male at that time, that my white privilege would protect me somehow from being harmed by our government, and it doesn't. I need to break down stereotypes that men, we're not these superhumans that don't experience significant emotional and mental pain, and also need to be able to treat that pain through a variety of ways, like what women do, and to let men know that, look, we got to talk more about this. Not just that cannabis is a benefit to us, that we can use it medicinally and we can use it responsibly, but also what is causing this. I would probably still honestly use cannabis recreationally. In full disclosure, knowing what I know about it now, vice beer. I prefer, if I go and hang out with friends that are drinking, we want to sit around and have a shoot the shit. I would rather have a bowl than have drinks. I don't feel nearly as bad. I don't feel hungover. I just don't feel the adverse effects like what I do with alcohol.
Yeah, and even though you may be using it recreationally, you're still getting medicinal benefit, because I guarantee that your inhibitions or your anxiety is lowered a little bit, and you feel more comfortable around the people you're with.
Yeah, and that's something I said to I've said to several people. Marina specifically, we've been together for 6 years, and we took a break for a little bit there, and we've had our issues, and I think too that some of that is, for instance, in my relationship, I'll just throw it out there. Marina knows I talk about everything. I don't think she'll, get that mad at me for being more open about this, but that the circumstances in our lives were so incredibly difficult. And then in 2018, while I was running for governor of Illinois and fighting my court case, and they severed contact with my daughter, I realized after I began using cannabis that, of course, I wasn't quite the same person, and I had to spend a lot of time in deep reflection thinking about this. And I don't believe that cannabis at all altered who I am as a man or as a person. I think what it's done is it's allowed me to break down a lot of mental barriers I have and do a lot more inward reflection and be more willing to share who I am as a man, with the world. And I think that cannabis is helping me to do that. So.
Absolutely can relate to that, because it's a great, I've seen there's another veteran group, and one of their leaders calls it a great unifier. It's just a great way to bring people together and help facilitate understanding and being able to communicate feelings and emotions. And a lot of that in the military was really suppressed. They don't talk about your emotions, just push through it, this and that. So I think cannabis is a great facilitator of being able to break down that barrier that a lot of us have just kind of stuck to, because it was beat into us that you can't have feelings and emotions, and so when you start actually having those emotions, it's liberating, it's freeing, and you actually do get to enjoy life a lot more.
Well, yeah, and I think that cannabis also helps with that as well. I noticed for myself that, yeah, of course, men don't want to cry. Men do not want to cry, and they damn sure don't want to cry in front of people. Uh, it's embarrassing for them. They don't want to share their emotions. They don't really want to get to a root of their issues, and they avoid those. It's an avoidance, which is unhealthy. And we've got to get those men and women, but really men, we got to get them talking about it. But I think too, Caleb, that the frustration men feel and why many of them use cannabis or they seek treatment, we never get to these root causes. And I think that's something else that we have to fight alongside one another on, is that they shouldn't be taking our kids like this, or they shouldn't be sending us off to combat some foreign war or some shitty foreign policy where we're not even defending the fucking Constitution, dude, and we're fucking troops up and bringing them home, and now they are fucked up, and now they do need this medication. Like, again, I probably would never even use cannabis. I probably never even went down it because I hadn't used it or touched it for over 20-something years. I probably never would have touched it again were it not for the family court system.
Yeah.
So let me share something. I'm going to put your page up here. I want people to be able to see. You guys got a cool ass page, man. So 1620 is 420 in military time, for those of you who don't know. And here we've got what looks like is that a AR? What is it? What do we got here? We got M16 over here, bridge with this cannabis.
Yep, M16. We call it the canna rifle.
Canna rifle. I like it. I like it, man. Well, it's you guys are growing. I've watched the group grow on Facebook. If you're a veteran, you can go over, request to join the group. Tell them Cash sent you. To be Caleb probably, who's approving that. He might have another couple more admins over there, but they probably know me. But go over to 1620, man. Like their page, share them, invite your friends. If you've got veteran friends, family, whomever, put them on to this group. They're doing really good things. And I like Caleb because he's honest enough to talk about his own usage and monitoring himself and responsible use. And that's admirable, right? We're not, I don't think Caleb's, at least I haven't heard, and I'm not touting this, that it's a be-all, end-all, cure-all to everything. As he said earlier, it's something to use in concert with other treatments to help you through whatever you're dealing with. But whatever you're dealing with, whatever that is, you still got to get to the root causes of how you got to where you want to use it medicinally, right?
100%. Yeah.
So any final closing thoughts, Caleb? Anything you want to add, shout outs, anything you want to put out there, man? It's all yours.
Well, thank you for having me on and sharing, my story. And, I think that, if you're interested in learning more about cannabis, even if you're not currently using it, and you're a veteran, feel free to join our group. We will facilitate any conversations, answer any questions you have, because we absolutely do feel like this is a great gateway to freedom and to happiness. And so that's about the only gateway drug that I've seen cannabis, be, is leading to, freedom and having control of your life and not letting life control you. I don't even really use cannabis throughout the day, to be honest with you. I use it in the evenings, and I'm doing my normal day-to-day things without using it on a regular basis. Sometimes I will need to use it if I'm having a painful day because I've had back surgery because of my military service. So
right.
It's a great way to.
But you look real healthy, man. You couldn't possibly have anything wrong with your body that would cause you to need to use cannabis. I can look at you from across this screen and tell that you should be just fine and not need cannabis, Caleb.
And that is one of those things that we get all the time. Like you look healthy, you sound healthy.
Right.
Guess what? We were really good. We were taught how to not complain, how to look like everything's perfect.
Right.
And
that's a good point.
So there are a lot of people have external wounds, but if you really want to have this conversation or you want to be part of our veteran community, feel free to reach out and connect with us, because we want you to be able to have that peer support network where you can have those conversations.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Well, I'm looking forward to watching you guys grow. Anytime you want to send me a T-shirt or something, I'll put it on the show, man. I'll run it for you. I'll advertise you guys and push you guys. And I invite friends of mine to your group because I think it's just a really good group that has awesome discussion about cannabis and other medical things. And I'd like to talk some more about some of those later on, some more controversial ones that a lot of people steer clear of, and I like having those conversations. I like the science of it, and I like to discover why these things were put here, much like ourselves. Why the fuck was I put here? So, Caleb, thanks for joining us, man. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Absolutely, brother. Have a great evening.
You too, bud.
Later.
What a good guy, man. He's a really good dude. He's smart. He's a smart guy. And I appreciate men like him that are willing to step out and really, challenge that status quo when it comes to this issue. Bum, bum. Well, that's really it for tonight. I wanted to make sure that I had that interview, and I spent about an hour bitching, griping, complaining, venting. That's my daily vent session. Or two. Whatever I got to do to make it through the day, that's what I'm going to do. And hopefully incorporate something where we learn a little bit more and we open up our minds to other ideas and alternatives that can help us in our lives and our daily endeavors. Man, I'll tell you what, I just got to be honest and say I am struggling today. I'm not going to lie to you. Like mentally and emotionally, I'm like trudging through a big bucket of fucking muck. Right? You ever feel like that? I'm dragging, man. I feel emotionally like I've just got this fucking train sitting on top of me. Ugh. I love it when a prior police officer comes in here and talks about this. I've got a banana sitting up here. I'm eating it. If you don't like it, go suck salvia off. Look what 17 years in law enforcement has to say about it. Biggest hoax he was ever sold. Wish you would tell my children that for me, my son and my daughter. Their mother's still selling them the hoax. And I'm an evil person for having used it. Ah. Well, Christmas is upon us, yeah, and maybe that's what it is, Aaron. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because I know I'm going to go a third Christmas without seeing my kids. And it sucks hardcore. You know? It sucks. Oh, fuck it, man. I guess I'm going to sign off. I'm not in a good mood. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just not. And a lot of times, even use, it's a funny thing, right? Because I told you, cannabis is not a be-all, end-all, right? It just isn't. I still smoke, and fuck, I might just take a nap right here, and you guys will just fucking keep an eye on me. Caleb's still sitting backstage. I didn't even realize it. Yeah, he slipped up. My bad, bro. I didn't know if you were leaving the stream or what. I'm kicking you out of the studio. What's this? Kick from studio. I've never done this. Boom. Kick your ass out. Oh. Hopefully I didn't like perma-ban my buddy. Yeah, that's the hard part, man. People tell you stay strong, stay strong, stay strong, and it's like, I'm tired. I'm fucking tired of being fucking strong. I'm fucking tired of being the strong one. Right? And sometimes you're going to say these off days with me. My office reflects internally what's going on. It's chaos. It's a mess. It's a wreck. I don't know if they got any videos over there. Hold on. If they got some. Dun, dun, dun. Breakfast Buds program. These guys are doing some good work, man. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of these guys. Doing work. And I got some sponsors there. Fuck yeah. Good for them. Don't fucking give up. Don't fucking give up. Shane Newbro is right. You get in there, you take your fucking licks, right? You get your ass out, let the next guy rotate in there, let him fucking fight the battle for a while for you, And that's what we do for one another. Watch this shit. I want to fucking smoke. I want to use this pipe to smoke with, but I don't know, so much is clogged. Like I can't put anything through it. I got this pipe out of an antique store. It's made in London, England. It's got to be this end's clogged. I cannot get anything through there at all. And I'm not certain. I need something to cleanse it. I gotta have something around here. I might just stay on here. I don't give a shit. Maybe I'll just stay on here all night. I don't care. Marina's working. She got the night shift. This is one of those nights where I don't feel like sleeping, but I do want to play music. And I don't have my executive producer on here. Some days I just want to sell everything in my house, get rid of it, and leave the United States. Right? Do you ever get that feeling you just want to abandon ship and just fucking run for the hills and just fuck it? I'm out. I'm tired. I'm out. I could take my ass down to Mexico and live on nothing, right? I could get rid of the house and everything, just sell it all. Fuck, give it away, whatever, donate it. And just take off, man, and go live on the beach somewhere. Go open up a little cabana, hang out in flip-flops and board shorts and listen to Jimmy Buffett and Kenny Chesney all day and junk punch myself for being a shitbird. Oh, man. Oh, it is. I gotta get a piece of wire or something to run through here. And I still might do it. That possibility still exists. I still honestly might just leave the country. And what's funny is they might even try and ban my passport, but I know people with planes and boats and fucking submarines. I bet you I could get on a submarine. What do you want to bet? I bet you I could get on a submarine, man, and just ride that motherfucker across the globe. Live down underneath in their outboards. They would never even know I was there. I'd be standing watching shit for them, filling in their deck logs while the fucking roving watch is asleep by the diesel or something. Where's my goddamn lighter? I need to sit down. I got to write all these letters out to people, and I've got this stamp kit, and I'm waiting for some other shit to come in from Amazon, and it must be lost in the fucking mail. I got one of these really fancy writing kits to write those who join me over on Patreon. I want to send them all a personal thank you. And so I want to do it with this. I got me one of these, man. You know, I'm trying out some different things. I want to learn some new things. I want to learn to play the guitar. I've just been very undisciplined about it. It's not that I haven't had the time. I've had plenty of time, and I haven't done it like other things. I could have a doctorate right now if I wanted. Just haven't applied myself to it. Because I've applied myself to fight for my kids, and that's really, well, making excuses right now. But anyways, you get the point. You're adults. Yeah, so I got this thing. I've never used these. But I thought there was something else that I used to put the ink in. I've got this thing that came with it. And I think that it's just, see what I'm saying? It's just a holder. I don't think I'm supposed to pour any of this ink in there. I've got this different style ink and all of these tips, man. A bunch of different kinds. And I'm not really certain. I should YouTube this. I know that I should. Somebody's over saying, just watch YouTube. I know that you are. You're fucking thinking it at least. And you're probably right. I should. I'm going to have to go find a lighter. We can hang out. You guys can stay if you want. I don't care. Go to bed. Go put kids to bed. Go watch a movie. Go make some popcorn or nachos. Whatever. Yeah, so I've got this ink that goes with these fancy pens, right? These crazy pens. And I've got some different inks here. And I want to use that to write I want to use it to write some letters. To all of those who have joined me over on Patreon, because I really do appreciate it, and they deserve something special from me. And if that's just a personalized note and a letter and some fancy paper with some old school ink and feathers, doing what a working man can do, Good God, let's hope not. My brother's house caught fire back on the night before Thanksgiving, and they finally got back in their house this past week. And I'll be honest, I didn't do nearly as much physical labor as I was there for moral support to help them through the whole thing. I did help out a good deal. I helped primer the whole overhead in the kitchen, dining room, and living room, because they'd had a grease fire in their kitchen. So the rest of the house was all, or the living room and everything was all smoked out. It had, black soot and shit all over the roof. And I got up there and did the grinder, or sander rather. Oh man, I don't want to do this. Now, I'd probably have a breakdown, right? If I did that, I'd probably dig a little too deep and have a fucking little miniature breakdown. And I don't feel like that. I'm not in the mood. I don't want to do that. I'm just not in the mood at all. I wish I knew how to play this fucking acoustic guitar underneath this table. I need somebody to sit up in here and show me and do it with me. I've never really been one of those teach it to myself kind of guys. I don't need somebody. That's bullshit. I could do it myself if I applied myself, really. I like the company. I like people. I'm a sociable person, which is one reason I'll stay on here talking for 4 or 5 hours, because I at least have the peace of mind, or the comfort rather, of knowing that there's other people out there that are probably a lot like me and they just enjoy the company. Doesn't really matter. I don't really give a shit about the money or the show to that degree. It's not the most important thing to me. It's talking to people and having conversation. That's what I like. But I do get tired of talking about the same shit. I'm not going to lie to you. But I have to. It'll never change. Meet up in the middle. Where's the middle at? Where is the middle? I don't know what link you're trying to click on, bud. Kevin? Hey! You guys say hi to my Aunt Liz. It's my Aunt Liz here. What's up, Liz? We're just hanging out tonight. We had a good show on cannabis use in the veteran community. Had on this guy, Caleb Masoner, from Operation 1620. And 1620, if you don't know, is military time for 4:20 p.m. If you don't know, just subtract the 12. That's my Aunt Liz. She's been like a big sister to me since I was a boy. And I've always considered her an older sister of mine and somebody that I've looked up to and respected throughout my life. And she knows me quite well. She knows that I was a hellraiser as a boy, just as I was a hellraiser as an adult. And that's just a part of my genetic bloodline. Hey, man, that's all right. You can play something that I can't. I started to learn some Travis picking way back in the day. And I just didn't stick with it. I was deploying a lot at the time, and I didn't stick with it. God, how did I not bring a lighter up here with me? Idiot. There's got to be one in one of these coat pockets. I got 15 coats up here right now. I really should get rid of a bunch of jackets. I've got far more than I need. That's for sure. There's some headphones. Probably be looking for those later. I didn't pull them out right now. I need an interior designer organizer to give me a hand. If you guys know anybody who's an interior designer organizer, I don't know what I would pay you. I could maybe give you some chicken eggs and some pot. Because at this moment, after I had to pick up a deep freeze I killed 3 deer on opening morning of deer season, or gun season rather, here in Arkansas. I slacked 3 deer, man. I was like a fucking ninja, dude. I was railing them off, you know. Dude, it wasn't that fast, but I made 3 clean kills with 3 shots with, oh shit, there's my lighter. I knew I had one. It was underneath the banana peel. Oh, it's game on now, folks. Yeah, using these, man. That ballistic silver tip, man, scary. Scary what this round will do. Love it. It's my favorite hunting round. Hunting round for deer, coyotes, bear, lions, zombies. I wish to God the zombie apocalypse. I would be cool with the zombie apocalypse kicking off right now if it was the Walking Dead type zombies, but not those World War Z zombies or I Am Legend. Fuck, dude. I wouldn't want to deal with those zombies. No, thank you. Nope. No, thanks. But if it was the other one, I'd just sit out here on my roof, man. I just chill out here on the roof, pick off zombies as they walk through. I don't know what the big deal was during that. I mean, you're like Walking Dead. But what's funny though is some people are actually as stupid as what they portray in those shows. Some people are. They would just fucking get eaten and die rapidly. Jesus. It's not like the zombies had the best, sense of hearing or sight. Jesus. Hang up a fucking tree 8 feet. They'd walk right under you. They don't walk around like looking up. I wonder if there's any people in the fucking tree. No, they don't. No, they don't. Yeah, I didn't want to use, this is when I picked out little, Jesus, I feel like a fucking teenager using this thing. I'd like to adultify myself a little bit, right, and use this one. I can't, because it's clogged, or whatever. So I use it more like a chew toy. Look at that. It's probably not good. I don't know. No way. You're crazy, dude. That was a good movie. That was a good movie. That's all you liked? Now I know you're a car guy, right? If you guys got any mechanical questions, call Jeff. I'm gonna set him up for failure right now. This guy's he knows what he's talking about with cars. Jeff, I've got problems with my truck. It's about to fucking fall apart. I need you to look at it. It's got like 200,000 miles from driving up down across this country. Me and Jeff here, we share the same, because Jeff will probably be a regular here. And he's a buddy of mine up in Illinois, Lake County. We share the same shitbird judge, Christensen. We shared Salvi when that fucking dirtbag was an associate judge. He did enough dirt baggery that they gave him a pay raise. Hashtag fuck that guy. Yeah, I know. It's never been used. Well, to my knowledge, I don't know if it's ever been used. To my knowledge, it's never been used. It's a beautiful pipe, man. I think it's a really good. I found it in an antique store. Look at that thing. Isn't that cool? That's so much cooler than this fucking thing. I mean, come on. Or, Jesus. I need a decent pipe. I got some getting sent to me from Ireland or Scotland. Yeah, Scotland. Friend of mine over there. Another friend of mine, Cash Connection. Another friend of mine. Hook him up with some old. Won't be long, and I'm going to have a pipe of an old Irishman. Yep. Affirmative. So me and Jeff, pretty good buddies. That's what he is. Salvy's a pedophile protector. It's one reason he loves Raymond Bolt. They're good buddies. Nobody listens to us though, Jeff. We're fucking crazy, right? Me and you, we're just two old nut jobs. Yeah, hey. We can meet in Missouri, Illinois, Arkansas, wherever. I'm pretty gay, man, but I didn't say gay. Game. Gay. Kevin, so part of my requirement is I got to get to know people before I meet them, right? And now, if I go meeting people off in the fucking, somewhere that I don't know, I got to get to know you. Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. I've got several friends getting screwed in Rock Island. Sean Huffman's one of them. All right. Jake the Snake. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know, man. There's no telling what the future's going to hold for me. None of us do, if we're honest about it. 2021 worries me. Um, yeah, let me show you something. Let's see if I can pull up an article for the 14 of you or 15 of you left on here. Hold on a second. Dum 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 dum. Here, dun dun. What the shit? Hmm. Oh, that ain't it. I'm searching for something. Give me a second. Well, Oh, I called this. Watch this shit. Oh man, this is gonna be good. Let me show you this. I got you guys networking. Jay Brighton, Aaron Williams. You guys are talking. Look at that. See there? Always vet one another. Jay Bright, look, I don't care for profiles that don't have photos or pictures, and you probably got a fake account for a reason. You know, you've not been an antagonist here on the show or anything. So hopefully you're a good person. But always be careful of who you talk to and who you network with, and you know, and this goes back and forth, right? I like profiles where there's an actual photo. And part of this is because of my personal experiences with people, trolls coming and attacking me and hiding behind fake profiles. And I've got an aversion when I see them with no up to date profile pic, or you can tell it's whatever. It's like a burner account. Let me show you. I brought this up a while ago, and yeah, you know that whole Cash Jackson's a crackpot thing. You don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Look at this. This is a possibility, right? Let's go down through this. I don't, this is the fucking New York Times. All of these mainstream media have some, I question everything that I read. I do. I try to make it a point to just. Let's read the article. December 14th, 2020, Eduardo Porter. When jobless workers get their last unemployment check, workers spending on food, clothes, and other so-called non-durable goods immediately drops 12%, about twice as much as when they lost their job and went on unemployment insurance. University of Chicago researchers have found spending at drugstores falls 15%, co-payments for visits to the doctor fall 14%, spending on groceries falls 16%, or $46.30 a month on average. Millions of Americans are less than 2 weeks from cutbacks like those. The last two federal emergency unemployment programs in the CARES Act passed as the pandemic's first wave surged in March, expire on December 26. An analysis by the Century Foundation concluded that 12 million workers who rely on one or the other of these programs will lose them on that day. This will add to 4.4 million who will have already exhausted their federal unemployment benefits. It projected that fewer than 3 million of these workers will be eligible for what are known as extended benefits, which kick in when the unemployment rate in the state is exceptionally high and can last 6 to 20 weeks, depending on the state. If Congress and the administration are unable to hammer out a deal to provide additional relief, the others will be left with nothing. It was obvious this would be totally inadequate, said Stephen A. Wadner, a senior fellow at the National Academy of Social Insurance, who has argued for extending unemployment benefits for a longer period, especially at a time when jobs are so hard to come by. Not according to Tom Cotton, who wants all you deadbeat dads out there, I'm using that with a fucking heavy emphasis on satire. Tom Cotton wants to increase custodial or non-custodial child support payments. What a monumental idiot or malicious person he is. He's either an idiot or he's malicious, one of the two, if not both. Wow. Mr. Wadner noted that unemployment benefits lasted up to 99 weeks, almost 2 years, as part of the recovery effort in the last recession. In 2003, when the nation was also recovering from recession, maximum benefits were extended as long as 72 weeks or a year and a half. Joblessness will not only affect consumer spending, nearly 12 million households fear they may not be able to meet their mortgage payments. Try being a non-custodial fucking parent, right? Look, they're describing the life of a non-custodial parent. This is how we live every fucking day after we're driven out of our kids' lives. We've been living this shit for years. We were born for fucking COVID. Fuck COVID. We were born for it, us non-custodial parents. We're used to them taking all of our money. America, welcome to the world of the non-custodial parent. And this is what you have inherited for sitting idly by as we fucking suffered. And while we screamed and said, this is fucked up what they're doing to us, you all watched it unfurl without a care in the world, and the best you had to offer was your hopes and prayers. Well, you're reaping what you sowed for sitting there on a fucking sideline. Welcome to the world of the non-custodial parent. Welcome to the fucking world of state overreach and what it looks like. And I'm just going to sit over here and bask in the fucking I told you so's for sitting on the sidelines and doing nothing whenever I was inverting American flags and going across the country in my uniform. And you sat there and fucking watched and did nothing. So I'll sit here and watch and do nothing as the state kicks your door in, takes your kids for not wearing your fucking mask. Because I don't have kids anymore. They took them from me, remember? So I don't have to worry about it. I can sit here and not wear my mask. They're going to come kicking your doors in, though. Because it's all state overreach, Jay. At the end of the day, it's all state overreach. It's the same shit. You can see it from a fucking mile away. Once you begin to really look at it, go, yep, they're overstepping their bounds there, they're overstepping their bounds there, and people are apathetic. That's why slavery existed for as long as it did, because of the apathy of people not wanting to get involved with what was clearly inhumane, right? Clearly fucking inhumane. What happened with Native Americans? We were apathetic and indifferent, and we allowed ourselves to be socially brainwashed that they were heathens and that they were savages and not deserving of the protections of other human beings. My buddy Dave's got COVID. Dave, we wish you well, brother, and a speedy recovery. I don't wish COVID upon anybody except, well, Judge Salvi and Judge Christensen and Raymond Bolt and all the fucking pedophile protectors out there in the judicial system. And, you know, I wish it upon all you motherfuckers. Don't care. Let it all burn. There's only a few of us that are fucking like, fuck it. Let it go. Don't care. Now, I don't want people's private homes or businesses or industry, you know, to get affected. But this is what's happening. They're killing your businesses anyway. They didn't have to walk through the door. They're just killing your businesses. Killing your neighbor's business, and you're letting them do it. You're just letting them fucking do it. Unbelievable. Yeah. Well, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to take this stupid ass piece of cloth off of me and throw it on a fucking lampshade somewhere, and I'm going to go brush my teeth, I think, and I'm just going to go to bed. Yeah. Tomorrow I'll be in a better mood tomorrow, man. I'm just having a tough day today, dude. You know, I don't mean to vent so much, but fuck it, man. I need some quiet time. I'm out of here. It'll be good, man. I'm well. You don't need to fuck check on me. I'm just gonna smoke a little bowl and go dig out. Ooh, I got some amazing bluebell fudge ice cream. Oh my god, I've been wanting to dig into that. So yeah, I'm a little down in the dumps. I don't feel so great. I'm just not in a, you know, I'm just having a tough moment as a human being, right? Every day's a struggle for parents like me who make it through the day, waiting to see their kids or talk to their kids. So yeah, fuck it, man. You guys have a good night. Be safe. I love y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little while. And you're kind of watching as somebody. This is what it looks like, right? You're getting a deeper inside look into managing major depressive disorder and what it looks like, right? So it ain't fucking easy. When somebody says they're struggling with depression, take them seriously, okay? And if you can help them solve their circumstances, do so. You probably alleviate it, right? And then go on with their lives. But if you don't, chances are they're going to be like me and they're just going to keep on dealing with it every day. Do an outro, shall we? Brand. Overlay.